today I would like to talk about waves of grief. And what that means is the way we feel grief and loss when it hits us. So when I was experiencing my own loss, I felt like when I was a kid and I would go to the beach with my parents and I would run through the waves, and sometimes I'd lose my footing and I would fall, and sometimes I would fall on my face, and sometimes I would fall on my back, depending upon when the wave hit me, because I was a really little kid. And when that would happen, when you get hit by those waves, it would literally rush over you. So the tide is coming up and it's going in your nose and it's burning and stinging your eyes, and the sand is everywhere and you're choking and you're coughing and you're not quite sure if that wave is going to go out so that you have an opportunity to stand up or get up, and you're scared. And that's what the initial feelings of grief is. It's those waves. And when we're so deep in it, we feel those waves just pouring over us. And it can be debilitating. It can be something that we're not sure we can get out of. And it is about how we process that, like what we decide to do with it. Are we going to stay in our home and not reach out to others? Are we going to find ways to reach out, to do something, to go outside, to take a walk? I ended up doing that. I found a park and I would walk every morning just to make sure I was getting out and that I was breathing fresh air and that I was seeing the beauty in what the existence of life still held. But some people are going to really be devastated, and truly I was also devastated when I lost my son. So I grasped that. But when we are able to stretch out and ask others to spend time with us or to come over, or can we come over to their home? Like when I was in the worst throes of losing my son, I literally had an open door policy with my neighbors. I was like, if I knock on your door and you see me there, please, if it's possible, let me come in and just sit with you. And it's just because this is a really difficult and rough time. So sometimes we have to extend ourselves and tell people what we need. You can't assume that they know what you need. And I actually had that happen. And I went to one of my neighbor's house and I knocked on her door, and she and her partner let me in, and I sat there and I watched a football game with them. Now, I don't even like football, but sitting there and not being in my own head and being by myself, it's what saved me that night. So each time I made that step and did those type of things, I found that instead of feeling like all these grief waves were constantly hitting over my body as I laid prostrate in the sand, I was finding ways to kind of get up on my elbows. And when you get up on your elbows at the beach, the wave is going to hit you a little differently. And as I, through the years, and it is a process of time, I started realizing that I might even be able to get up on my knees and have my knees under my body and sit up and look out at this pretend beach. And I was able to do that. And then, through time, I was eventually able to stand up and look at the tide coming in and seeing the waves and understanding that they're still hitting exactly the same as they were when I was laying flat on the beach. It's just that my perception of the waves have changed because I'm now standing up. And where those waves are hitting is a different part of my body. It's not knocking me down anymore. They still exist. Grief still exists, and you will probably carry that loss and grief with you for the end of your life. And that is fully understandable. But I'm trying to express to you that you have the capacity, you as the person experiencing the grief, have the capacity to eventually find means and ways of reconnecting with life, with the outside, with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your relatives, and getting up eventually through time and feeling like you can breathe again, and that everything is not hitting you the same way it was when the event occurred. I hope this helps, and I hope that you make tomorrow a better day.